Dadi used to say Om Shanti 3 times. So I told Bhumi Ben to make us say Om Shanti. Right? Let's see how we do.
Shanti. You can sit straight and close your eyes. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath in. Shanti. Take a deep breath. Shanti. One more time. Take a deep breath. Shanti. Shanti.
Dadi Janki, of course, was source of inspiration for all of us. It was last weekend, right? We went to England, and I was there. Some of them were there longer, just 36 hours. And I was able to do it because it was few years ago that I couldn't travel for 2 years because of certain health reasons. So she came to see me. And that was the first time I really cried, because 90 plus, almost 100, with such a body, she traveled to just come and see me. So I knew that in England, when they are reopening their retreat center, they will think of Dadi Janki lot. So I just said I should go. And we booked, and some of us, we went and came back. So what I'm saying, that the strength comes when you think of someone's actions, what you received, then you want to do with that strength. So Dadi Janki was definitely example for all of us. I don't know how many of you know that we ourselves as BKs consider ourselves to be students. You must have seen that we do everything but early morning meditation, then every morning there is session, we call it our class meditation, and then we listen to what our teachings are. Then you see traffic control, evening meditation. Before sleeping we give our chart, we call it, in the sense of where I need to be better, did I cause sorrow to anyone, was anyone hurt because of what I said or way I said. So it's kind of clearing our account for the day. and submit and ask for forgiveness and forgive ourselves, and so that we could sleep carefree. And it's like, how many of you are beyond 70? Some of you are 70. And no one is 80s, yes? No one?
You are.
Who?
You.
Oh, I am. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. That's why I want to know if someone is also equal to. Yeah, I'm 83. Mm. Now, you cannot stop it, right? Next will be next year for you. Right? Did we lose something or gain something? Lost 1 year, right? But when we understand we are souls, so body is moving towards whatever destiny is. But soul also, through the mind and intellect, is traveling. So what I am through every thought, every action, on this pilgrimage, moving towards what we call as a stage of perfection or fullness, as I would talk. So when Dari said, don't be busy but not be busy, in the sense of physically, there is no one who is free, right? There's always something to do, always something to do. But when she says be free, so that at least you are doing this internal journey. You are focused on this inner journey. So what we're doing here is doing everything, right? Until you have body, you need everything, right? You need a bed, then you need clean, you have food, everybody needs everything, and we have to do it. Keep our body also well, as much we take care of body, it's easy for the soul also to function. Now that's very important, that's why to know that even this body is being sustained, carried, or is by the soul. And we know that within that energy of soul, Brother Charlie must have told you, and we all know that there is this power to think, power to discern, and that forms the personality. Then you start doing, that's the pattern. We call it sanskars. And mind and intellect, we have to have, in the sense of you cannot get rid of mind or intellect. They are necessary. Now, mind can be very engaged in day-to-day situation, not day-to-day, even minute-to-minute situations. But internally, if you are also on another journey, right, so you are busy here, or engaged but not engaged, what you are engaged is on your inner journey. I'm trying to make, and let's see if we... So for that inner journey, we have to take support of anywhere you have to go. You have to go to New York, you have to go wherever you live. So you have a map, or you have directions and address where you're going, right? And we follow it, right? So same is for inner journey. So we have four, we call them as subjects as a student. And the first is, we call it spiritual knowledge. I mean, I always not only believed in God, but always felt my roots are there and I'm from there, belong to that pure divine one. But I never knew, even the main scripture in Hindu religion is Gita. You must have heard. And the first chapter of Gita talks about immortality of a soul. And I had been reading Gita when I was 8 years old, because in our family, everyone, before you open your books, you have to open Gita and read little bit. And first is about immortality of soul. So I knew there is a soul. There is a soul, but I never knew that I am a soul. That's the whole difference. Most of you must have my soul, but what are you then? Right? The difference, I am soul. So when you have proper understanding about I am soul, but what is very fascinating to know as a soul, what are your eternal nature, what you are eternally. Purity, love, peace, joy, bliss. Eternally, that's what I am. So whenever, I use it so much, whenever emotionally or you listening, and so your mind is not clear, like you are on the road and confused about the exit, or so what you do, or you go to your neutral gear, right? You stop, pause. So that's what one of the practices, I pause. Let me go to my eternal self. And from there, then, I start thinking. So I feel very honest, I feel very authentic, whatever then, with whomsoever I am trying to help or say, because it's coming from that eternity, it's coming from that pure self. It's a very beautiful exercise. Anytime you find heaviness, confusion, or any kind of you are lost little bit, just pause and create that eternal, who am I eternal? What are my eternal qualities? Just for a few moments. And then let your mind think. Let your intellect work. Now that's quite a lot of work, in the sense of you have to be attentive, you have to use it, but it's a very, very important practice which will really help you all, whether in the family or a business or whatever. So internally, like personally. So you kind of start cultivating this practice on a regular basis. Even about God, or what is this? When you look at the world, and sometimes majority of the people, actually all people are good, but majority also doing good, majority. Always good people around you, but there will be one or two. But then what impact they create in the whole world. You must have heard, last night was Nigeria's coup, every day you hear so many stories. And not only that, but it's lot of violence, lot of hurt, taking from each other in whatever way. So you wonder, what is all this, and God is the creator. God's qualities should be prevalent. So that's why some people don't know how to believe creator. And then we start understanding that, like in our personal life, I was born, right, as a child, not like what I am today. So world is also like that. It's very, very old now. So that is why we use word, we have to. It's in the transition. When someone is leaving body and ready to take new, call it transition time, but it's transition time for the world. We call it confluence age. It's like old and new. So when we understand, we want to move towards new and kind of start disconnecting the ways and practices of something what is from the old world. So I'm giving examples that what we learn in knowledge. Now this is helping us now in silence. Something happens or happening. We immediately use word drama. It had to have happening. Now what should be my response? But also I don't think too much. So it's a kind of silence which is while being or going through moving whole cycle, but I can use just drama. It had to happen. It's destiny. See next, move forward. So silence is not, I shouldn't think about this. We use word drama. Some say karma, we say drama. So like this you will get so many hundreds of points in knowledge. And then through knowledge we start connecting with the self in a different way. Our relationship here, what's the relationship? We are all souls and we say children of God. So our love for each other is different than love in general. So we use word love. And really when you towards a soul, this one is the soul, and the way the love emerges is different. And then we pay a lot of attention to increase our qualities like more patience and more tolerance or power to face or, all good qualities. We have list of 36 and 24 and we can do even 2, 3 like love, peace, happiness, whichever. So the percentage should keep increasing. We call it cultivating or inculcation of virtues in life. Values we talk a lot, virtues less, but they are almost same. A virtue when we practice becomes a value of the life. And fourth important one we call it serving. Then we serve in whatever capacity. Can you imagine who is cooking food for you? Sisters from South Africa. It's a little different for us also, because they said, we want to come to Peace Village and we heard there is call of time. Can we cook for them? So since they had been in the kitchen all day cooking, what is coming from here? 2 things. One is love. Other is we call it karma yoga. One is sitting yoga, one is while doing actions. You're doing for God, you're doing for humanity, you're doing with lot of love. There are 1 or 2 brothers, they come from other states just to help us to bring the people from airports, take them back. Whenever we have big program, And he's a jeweler. He has big business. But he feels so good to come for a month just to drive back and forth. That day I was asking him, don't you feel tired? You make 2 trips per day to New Jersey. He said, no, I feel very good. Now that energy which comes in them is coming from that whatever way I can serve. Everyone doesn't teach, but that becomes a good teacher, you know. You know Sister Kala, you met her. Her father lives here, because mother, and he's 98. So he walks, he's quite active with his walker. But there was a time, like in kitchen I need more flour, more cheese, bring it. So there is a stock in the basement, big stock. So he will go and there is a little seat on the walker. So every night he will bring few boxes, put it on seat. So some people notice and they come and ask me, who is this one? What inspired them? There's some young ones might be sitting and this person is bringing stuff upstairs. Then whenever he goes down, he take a list and bring more stuff upstairs. Or at least I can do something. Of course, these days he doesn't cook. He also makes some good things also. I'm just giving example that we call it, it's like from heart, everyone serves. So these 4, we call it the pillars of your stability. If your chair had 3 legs or 2, you will sit, but with 4 you are very strong, stable, right? So we call it like 4 pillars of the life. So what keeps us well is learning. We look forward for our next lesson. Even that lesson we might have heard so many times. I mean, I am hearing since 62 years. But I still look forward because I have to change that into my reflections for the day. I will change it to my understanding. I will change it to my awareness. Then also words, my actions. So all that has to happen. So that's why I'm saying it, that it's not 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, but it's like it's a journey and whole life. Certain whatever one can adopt in the life, we use these practices. And something very interesting which I am really enjoying a lot and it helping me to understand, because when something is eternal truth, you don't understand in a day. When you start applying and you start kind of relating it to more and more. So every month we get homework and there is one theme, but only 1 point per day. So this month is awareness of being an instrument. And it's so interesting, I am an instrument. I am God's instrument. Or this one made me, for me, I can say it, God's instrument. So humility is the second quality which comes. Being instrument, being humble. Every day something, few words in such a way about what is true humility. Nor you are submissive, nor you have to be suppressed. I don't see something right and I need to say, should I say or not? I should. But with humility. So I had been really reflect. That means you say what is right. I'm not, what is wrong is wrong. We have to somewhere raise our voice for that, but not react with anger, and then it's not effective also. So say it, do it, but with humility. It's quite a interesting kind of watching oneself and in the practice. Now the result of that is you will always be constructive. Whether it between two people, whether it is between, no, many times it does happen. These, it's like when big families there, one brother is like this, one sister, it's always like that. So, what one does, you have, one thing of always listen whatever a person has to say, and listen full. Don't let that person listen. And then whatever one we have, what I'm saying, being constructive is very much needed. If someone comes and says, this sister is like this brother is like that, that's what somebody is thinking. I say, oh yeah, I also noticed something. But what I will do is talk about, are there any good things, any special things you notice? Oh yeah, a lot. So can we think about that? One time in our teachings it came, even if someone has 98 defects, at least we'll have 2 qualities. Even if you look at those 2 qualities, you will love that person, you will like it. Not only that, our Brahma Baba, as you know, the founder father, great man, I must say, because I learned so much from him. So a very wealthy person, a boy, was not very mentally active. So they thought what to do. So they brought that young person to Baba, call him Baba, Brahma Baba. Can you give him something to do here? And they were like family friends, very wealthy. So Baba said, what to give him? You can't give him like in kitchen or anywhere. So Baba said, okay, you will be my security person. He never needed security. But just to uplift his self-esteem, they got a good uniform for him and gave him a stick, right? Now he became like, I'm a security person, and his name was Arjun. But like others knew that, so they will make joke with him. But he said, Baba, I am security person for Baba. Many, many came from villages. There was one very short sister. Every time you see her sitting and cutting greens, for cooking, you have a lot of vegetables to cut. So anytime you see her, she is very happy. As I'm saying, okay, maybe intellectually, mentally, but how do we look at the good quality? So this quality of being constructive, but it's coming from being awareness of instrument, humility, and constructive. And I start seeing the connection. My awareness as God's instrument, I have to be humble. Can't use force, you can't have anger, you can't react. Just be humble. That means do everything but also have your self-respect, self-esteem, because you are God's instrument. So I kind of start enjoying the balance and also seeing how it's going to result in being constructive. That was my main, because that's what whole day we have to do, to be constructive, not attitude where you destructive in the sense of you spoil it or make it worse than how the way it is. So I'm just giving example now. So when Dadi Janki said, if your intellect is always into, either you will think of a situation or a solution, or you will create an awareness where the right flow can happen. That means right solution. I myself say, who is running Peace Village? It's quite a task, right? Of course, those who are instruments, they are doing it. But the power, the energy, all that what is making us do it, of course, a lot is done through planning, programs. We have so many departments. But the qualities, the love, the God's presence, or whatever you feel, you can think about, is making it happen. We're not doing it, it's happening. It's 30 years, 25 years. Next year will be. I always say I believe in the wonders of the nature, but I also believe in miracles of God. Most of us, we never had business or run motels, or we don't know. One thing which I can definitely help you to think of was when we just began here. It was very old. A swimming pool here where we're sitting. We close it, make it a hall. So one night, middle of the night, we were thundering, and I was kind of little bit. I have lot of loveful relationship with matter, nature. Whether it's raining, whether it's earthquake, I am very friendly in the sense of I'm protected. I know we are friends. I used to be in Kashmir, 1962, was 22 years old or what. Baba, I went for holidays with my family, and Baba said, why don't you start a center? I said, okay, we will look for a place. And that valley, when there is earthquake, it's like a boat. So we are sitting in meditation, and it started moving like boat in the sense earthquake. So there were some people, others sitting, they all left and two of us young sisters, we were just sitting. Because by the time we ran, it was already shaking. So like whole town, in Kashmir they call them Kashmir Pandit. And they are like people doing a lot of mysterious things all the time. And whole town was talking about, in the newspaper, two young sisters, earthquake time, sitting in meditation. So what I am saying, we have experienced a lot of natural, But whenever you walk around, not only, oh, I love flowers, you really love flowers, in the sense of create vibrations with the nature, and nature will protect you and provide you. We cannot survive, right? Without air, without water, but also without farming, no? Without grains, without anything. You can't. So create pure, loveful relationship with the matter. So I am saying something little bit, not from nature, but something was there. How we will manage, from where money will come, renovation, all that. And I'm hearing God saying, you have faith in me? I said, definitely. It's yours, right? So why are you worrying? And since then, I immediately say, if you want to worry, endless. There's always worry. So decide to have faith and not worry. So the last few words so our lawyer, when he was doing this property, and he immediately says, Sister Mohini, you know, it's easy to buy elephant than to feed elephant. So I said, but whose elephant is this one? I didn't buy. Let's see who bought it, he will feed it. This one, I said, I didn't buy. So internally, all of us, wherever we are, with love, with faith, with understanding, and internally, spiritually, or generally progressing in life, that is our aim of life. That gives us joy, keeps us strong, very stable, very secure. And all that supports our family, our body. Everything is supported by all this positive, pure energy. Right, so you all do your journey, every one of you. And if we are together, this is what we could share, is what our homework is, and we call it homework. If you study, then whole day you have homework. So 3 words came for this month. We have another 2-3 days now. Okay, so that's what Dadi Janki meant. Do everything, but don't get involved. We have to do everything. I think you all had good time, 4 days. 4 days is quite long, right? 3 full days and Wednesday evening, tomorrow morning. Did you get what you came for? Or the search has begun? Learning never ends, right? Learning that's the joy of life, is to learn. If someone always says, I know, I know, I know. Oh, it's good to know. Nobody knows everything, right? Even the same knowledge you hear every morning makes a different sense, because you are different than yesterday. So, take with you some of the practices, some of this incognito power to manage your life, your family life, your career, whatever you are assigned with. Right? I'm very happy to meet each one of you, and weather had been beautiful too, right? Different. It gets dark, then bright, then. So thank you for coming, and of course it's good we know each other wherever. Then again we meet, and of course you can come running here whenever you feel the need. It's your home. Om Shanti. So we have, last time some of you were here in Call of Time or any other programs, but we have a calendar. We call it Timeless Calendar. Some of you got it, some can get it now. But also I had said, who wants to serve 100 souls with one blessing card, you will get that back. How many of you? It's not you have to go on the street to find them.
Serving 100 souls, no problem, right?
Julia raised it. Because anyone who you think, wherever person needs strength or something, friends, family. Anyway, so when you come to take holy blessing, you tell if you want that, and also calendar. And tomorrow Call of Time gifts, but these are, I am offering, to share with all of you.
Okay. So we were actually going to go ahead and give the other gifts too tonight. Is that okay? So you will